Hello, and welcome to episode 309 of the Heart of Markness Led Zeppelin podcast. How's it going? I am Mark, and what we do here is every week I play either a Led Zeppelin concert or a Led Zeppelin related, in this case, Page Plant concert, and not the whole thing, but a few songs from it, talk about it, say, hey, listen to this part, hey, listen to this part, wasn't that cool? This is what was going on at the time, this is the event surrounding it. Thank you very much, and good night. Pretty straightforward. Now, you can go to heartofmarkness.com and download the entire show, not just the songs I play for you, but the entire recording. If we have the complete show, you get the complete show. If we don't have the complete show, you get what we get what we get. And it's all for free because this stuff is free. The whole live music trading thing is free. Once you bring money into it and start exchanging money for bootleg recordings, that's when you have a federal offense. So we're not going to do that. No, 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 no. We're going to play some songs. And this one is Page Plant, as I mentioned, Brisbane, Australia, February 27th, 1996. Very well, maybe the last show of that first wave of Page Plant. If it isn't, it's damn close. This is after the Brazilian show I played a couple weeks ago and after the Japanese shows, which are legendary. It's still on that same run of legendary shows with the legendary lineup. So it's good, and it is very, very, very high energy, and it makes me wonder if this is the end of the tour, because it's exceptionally good, and they wrap up the show at a very, very high level, which we're going to hear. Now, let me give you the track list if I have it. Oh shit, I don't think I downloaded it, did I? All right, I will get that to you. I will get that to you shortly. Very, very shortly, because it's locked inside a zip file. But it's the Page Plant stuff from that tour, 4 Sticks, etc. No, the hurdy-gurdy thing. And you start reaching the epics, of which this is the first. It is one that I always play from Page Plant from this tour because it's always fucking great. And sorry, podcast prerogative. In the Evening. Now, if this is your first Page Plant in the evening, what goes on here is you've got Jimmy Page and Robert Plant playing In the Evening, which is the track opener from In Through the Outdoor, their final studio album, while they were still together. Coda came out afterwards. And it's super badass. And what it has is there's 2 orchestras on the stage for these shows. There's a regular classical orchestra, which is just a pickup band from whatever the city they're in. And there is the Egyptian, Moroccan, Lebanese pharaohs, who are famous musicians in their right in the Middle East, in Egypt and Morocco and all that stuff, Lebanon. And slightly different and same instruments, violins and stuff, but played a little more shrill and a little more, Middle Eastern-y. You'll recognize the tone. But they also have a cadre of incredible percussionists. And they just elevate this. I hear it all the time. You hear it when it comes in. It makes the song super good. Right underneath the entire song are these incredible drums going on. Just under the surface. It's like when you're waiting for water to boil and you've got the bubbles at the bottom of the pot, but they don't make it all the way to the top. That's what's going on with the drums in these songs. Not the Michael Lee drums, but the Egyptian, Lebanese, Moroccan pharaohs drums. And you will hear it, as well as it just being badass. So ladies and germs, Brisbane, Australia's finest. Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, February 27th, 1996. In the Evening. Says it's an audience recording. It is excellent. Enjoy. There's no way you couldn't have liked that. But if you did, sorry. Maybe you'll like the next one. I think that's incredible. I think it's super intense, super intricate. Robert's voice, amazing. I like it that he does semitone stuff, which can sound like he's either flat or sharp, but he's actually singing in. Some other schools of music have more than 12 chromatic notes in a scale, and microtonal it's called. And he, around this time and a couple of years prior on the Fate of Nations tour, he was really getting into, I mean, he always had been, but really getting into that style of singing and training his voice to actually be subtle enough to hit those microtones. And he used to walk around with a chromatic tuner in his hand and sing and just try and do that. And you can hear that with his, Robert Plantisms. Oh, all that stuff. Jimmy doing the same thing too with the whammy a little bit. I realized that last night listening to this. And some cool stuff played in that by Mr. Page himself. Usually he goes with the strangling seagull sound, that whack, 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 which I'm not a big fan of. He did it a couple times because that's what he wants to play in the evening live. But he also did some really cool shit, like the second when they just get into the song. The second one he does that, he plays a cute little run. And it's just nuts. And then, of course, the solos, super fast, super wonderful. The Cara Salambra, incredible. And, of course, Robert just bringing that voice. This is not the last show of the tour. There are 2 more following this. It ends on March 1st. But it is getting to the end of the tour, and there is the end of the tour energy that you can also sense on the Walking into Clarksdale tour as well. And as tours progress, Mr. Page, from playing and practicing essentially every day on stage for money, he gets his chops up further and further, better and better condition, and he is just unbelievably smoking on this. Holy shit. All right, I am going to now play for you. The next 2 songs I'm going to play for you are the final 2 songs of the show. They're the 2 encores, and I'm playing them because they're extremely just all out, balls to the wall, playing masterfully, but especially Robert. We've seen this again on the Walking into Clarksdale tour. For the encores, Robert, if he has stuff left in the tank vocally, will just pull out all the stops. And he did it this time by singing Black Dog, some of it in the original voicing. The "Hey, hey, mama, is it the way you move? Gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Ba-na-na-na-na-na." It's really, really good. Jimmy's playing stuff really good. And listen to Mr. Page, because he's putting in little subtleties and stuff. That high definition that I've talked about, like occasionally you'll hear it on the 1980 tour, where he pulls out just little filigrees and little diddly-doos that are just bumps it up from 1080 to 4K. Or in the case of the 1980 tour, from 240 to occasionally 720. But that's another day. So what I'm going to play for you now is the aforementioned Black Dog, which you don't really even need to hear since I already sang it better than anybody ever could. Wink. All right, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, Brisbane, Australia. First encore, Black Dog. Oh, I was going to give you the set list, which I looked up. All right, we're going to play Black Dog in a second. Typical set list: Wanton Song, Bring It On Home, Heartbreaker, Ramble On, Going to California. You see, as the tour progresses, the new songs kind of fall out, and it does become a Zeppelin, best of review, which is what Robert wanted to avoid. Going to California, the hurdy-gurdy solo, always a winner. Gallows Pole, the song remains the same. The Rain Song, Since I've Been Loving You, Whole Lotta Love, with Break On Through to the Other Side. The Truth Explodes, or Yalla, ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. In the Evening, Four Sticks, Kashmir, Black Dog, and Rock and Roll. And I'm going to play that Black Dog for you now. Dog, enjoy.
Why don't you talk to us?
Hey, hey, mama, said the way you move.
When you walk that way, with your honey drip, I can't keep away.
This really is a good night. What a birthday for us. It's been a great night, ladies and gentlemen, folks, young and old and smiling. Goodbye.
Well, that right there. You see why I played that, right? Unbelievable. Hit it out of the park. Everybody's firing on all cylinders with nitrous. Super fun, super high energy. Everybody's happy. And Robert, of course, when Robert's happy and pulls out all the stops, it just brings everything up higher. I loved that. I hope you did too. Jimmy, of course, wailing. Unbelievably dexterous. That young man. So glad he did more with it. Ha! All right. Sorry. That was not nice. Sorry about your ears. I have one last one to play for you, but first of all, there is the spiel that every podcast has, and this is a podcast. You can find me where you can find me, but you found me, so you know that. I have a Facebook group, Heart of Markness, with more than 300 people in it. I post the podcasts there. It's a way to interact. It's a way to put stuff up that interests you. Talk to other people who like Led Zeppelin, who like classic rock, who like live recordings. Great resource. Post a question in there, and someone will answer it for you. Like a mini Reddit. Also on Blue Sky and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. All the places. The only place I'm not is Spotify, because they insist that I am a musical artist and that these are my songs, and therefore I have to submit them as a musical artist, which would be, like, as I mentioned before, super duper illegal and fraudulent. So, bye-bye Spotify, but I'm everywhere else. And what else? All of this is courtesy of the titans upon whose shoulders rests this humble yet mighty podcast. I am talking about my patrons. They keep the lights on here, keep the things going, keep the things moving, keep me honest. And every week I name them, for they are wonderful. So a laurel and hearty handshake goes out to Ryan and John and Gary and Keith and Tilda, Steve, George, Big Ed, Kenny, Picard, Wayne, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, other David, which reminds me, get your colonoscopy check. If you're old and you're listening to this podcast, you're either old or young and autistic. If you're old, get your colonoscopy. Nobody likes to do it, but it's super importante. Grazie. Bonzo, Billy, and Mimo. Now, page 2. Loading. Oh, thank you, S.E. Olson, Holy Flash, Don, Marvin, Black Dragon, Keld, Mario C., Lance, and Rob. From where? Melbourne, Australia. Is that near Brisbane? Well, it's closer than Portland, Oregon is, so we're going to say yes. That means Rob was at that show. Yay, Rob, I hope you enjoyed that show. Everyone in Australia was, right? There's like 10,000 of you. You all do everything together? I don't know. Sorry. What else? Last thing. Patron. Oh, if you want to be a patron, you get a couple shows of just for you every month. Sometimes a little more esoteric, deep dives, as it were. And yeah, take a look. Patreon.com/heartofmarkness if there's something there for you. Love to have you in that number when the Saints go marching in. And lastly, merch of Markness, t-shirts, coffee cups, stickers, all that shit. Heart of Markness stuff, merchofmarkness.com. Enjoy. All right, are we done? We're done. Yay. All right, last song of the night of this great show, and almost the last night of the tour, but not quite. We have rock and roll, and just like Black Dog was, Robert is he doesn't have any more songs to sing after this, so he can go all out and use up everything left in his voice for this, and he does, as does Jimmy and the rest of the band. It is fun till Daddy takes the T-Bird away. Enjoy.
Dance to the rock and
mean, it doesn't get better than that. Unbelievably high energy from these guys. Robert at the time 48 years old, Jimmy at the time 52. 52. Yeah. Hi, Kit Kat. Kit Kat came up to visit us. Hey, baby. She's very cute. Well, that is all I have for you. I will be back next week with something else. I was going to do Jimmy Page, Robert Plant in New Jersey a week after Live Aid. They jammed together in 1985. But I didn't. So maybe I'll do that next week. Who knows? We shall see. I also have an Aerosmith show that I want to do as a bonus episode. So yeah, you'll see more of me, hear more of me, I guess. Alrighty. Love you, love you, love you. Be good to yourselves and each other. Adios.